get started with my pineapple upside down cake, I am going to be using 1.5 cups of cake flour. If you do not have cake flour, you can definitely substitute this with all-purpose flour. I'm also going to be using 1 cup of granulated sugar, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. By the way, please be sure to check the description below this video for all the ingredients and measurements used. I'm also using 1 large room temperature egg, 1/4 cup of oil. This is grapeseed oil. Use vegetable oil, that works too. I'm also going to be using pineapple juice. This is the juice that I drained from the can of sliced pineapples that I'm using in this recipe. And in the batter, I'm only going to use 2/3 of a cup into the cake batter, and the rest I'm going to reserve for later. Okay, so to prepare the cake batter, I am going to combine all of the wet ingredients and cream them together with the sugar. And then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And if you have the pineapple extract, again, that goes great in this. That will definitely make this a pineapple upside down cake. You'll get that pineapple flavor. Okay, so once I'm done creaming all of these ingredients together, I'm going to combine the dry ingredients. Okay, once the cake batter is mixed, now I'm going to prepare my 9-inch round cake pan. I am going to be using a stick of melted butter, so I'm taking the butter wrapper and I am going to basically grease or butter this cake pan with the residual butter that's left on the wrapper. I mainly want to butter the sides because I am pouring butter at the bottom of this pan. Which leads me to my next instruction. You're going to pour 1 stick of melted butter at the bottom of this cake pan. This is going to be the base for our beautiful pineapple-y, sweet, sugary, buttered topping that's going to be on the top of this cake. So now I'm adding 2/3 cup of light brown sugar. I will leave the weighted measurements in the description below. Right now, I'm just trying to press out any of the lumps that were in the brown sugar. But now I am going to combine my leftover pineapple juice with 2 tablespoons of cherry juice. This is actually the cherry juice that comes from the cherries. It's from the jar that I'm going to use today to top this cake. So I took 2 tablespoons and now I'm going to mix it into my pineapple juice, and I am going to be pouring this right into my cake pan along with the butter and the brown sugar. This is just, again, going to create this delicious, buttery, sweet, rich topping to this cake once you flip everything over. So I'm going to give everything a good mix and combine well. Okay, so once that is all combined, I am now going to add my sliced pineapple. I used a 20-ounce can of pineapple slices that came in its own natural juice. It did not come in syrup, and the juice that came from that 20-ounce can is what I used in the cake batter and for this topping. So now I'm just going to place all my pineapple slices on top. You can design it any way that you like. And now I'm going to use some cherries to put right in the center of those sliced pineapples. And this is pretty much your classic look to an upside down pineapple cake. Okay, so now I am ready to pour in my cake batter on top of all of that buttery, syrup, sugary, pineapple, cherry situation going on there. In the meantime, I am preheating my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I am going to be baking this cake for somewhere between 45 minutes to 50 minutes. Now, I know that sounds like a ridiculously long time to bake this cake. Trust me, I made the mistake of going, oh, it looks done, and oh, there's nothing coming out of the toothpick. Well, guess what? I flipped that cake over and it was raw, and I'm going to show you. But definitely you want to bake this at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 to 50 minutes. And let me show you what happens when you don't do that. It comes out just like this. I cooked that cake, this particular cake, for 35 minutes, and it was raw in the center. So now that I learned my lesson, and hopefully you don't make the same mistake, cook it for the full 50. I don't make pineapple upside down cake all the time, so the last time I made my recipe, I didn't remember how long I cooked it, and I couldn't find the notebook that I wrote it in, so I was literally guessing. I was like, oh, I think it's 35 minutes. Yeah, I was totally wrong. Lesson learned. But it is definitely 45 to 50 minutes, or until the toothpick comes out clean. But even then, that might not be a good way to test it. So at least for 45 minutes. So I am going to flip it out on this pizza tray that I have, this pizza baking pan, because that's what I could find. And as you can see, that delicious syrup is just flowing everywhere, and it smells so good. So once you flip out your cake onto a flat surface with a rim, because remember, it has a lot of syrup. If you use a cake platter, it might spill everywhere. So it looks beautiful, and I'm going to just scoop up that syrup and glaze it on top, whatever spilt to the side. And you want to let this set for at least 20 minutes. You don't want to serve it piping hot. Give the syrupy goodness glaze on top to set. And after that, you can definitely serve this up. It is absolutely one of my family favorite cakes. So I hope you guys give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.